get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it. And the bullshit, fire will blaze. When you misbehave, saga will okay. But you're not my friend, you full of skin. Like you tell, scrap a toy, you're stepping in my sand. And Jebba, yeah, they knew she went. Tell her other friend, my yourself. Thinking my yourself. The pity where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it.
You up and down, you can say that, tell me now. The day you fall in problem, who will buy a ratio now? You not get phone, you not get back, like you let put in my own people. Every day you in a fast with all your friends that popo people. You get up, boy, why your family they not let? The day you serve you breakfast, don't be crying to the step. Equal, fight, equal, trouble, like equal.
Pity where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it. Looking for it. At the first I see you. Hear the music. Flex beat.
C'est good.
Flex speak out of sauce.
Make it all. I'm on fire, oh. Anything you doing there, do it on your own, oh. Anything you talking there, talk it on your pity where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it. And the bullshit, fire will blaze. When you misbehave, saga will okay. But you're not my friend, you full of skin. Like you tell, scrap a toy, you're stepping in my sand. And Jebba, yeah, they knew she went. Tell her other friend, my yourself. Thinking my yourself. The pity where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it.
You up and down, you can say that, tell me now. The day you fall in problem, who will buy a ratio now? You not get phone, you not get back, like you let put in my own people. Every day you in a fast with all your friends that popo people. You get up, boy, why your family they not let? The day you serve you breakfast, don't be crying to the step. Equal, fight, equal, trouble, like equal.
Pity where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can stop it, you will get it. Looking for it. At the first I see you. Hear the music. Flex beat.
C'est good.
Flex speak out of sauce.
Make it all. I'm on fire, oh. Anything you do for, you will get it. You looking for, you can't sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can't sit down, you will get it. The pregnant say you looking for, you will get it.
Number 4 Marseille, number 4 Marseille, mon côté, ok, tenti, wa sarende tubo, ok, côté plesor, pas oui, va les boutins, car ben, ne brille que dans l'université ou bien, ma moi quoi vie de Dieu comme tu le sais.
DJ Nimba, Yago Nimba Yansi.
Nimba no, don't know. Where ya create like a no location. So you are come away with you. Don't miss a quadruplera. Hello, you wanna quadruplera. Hello, we will quadruplera. Look at what they are playing. Ah, no bloody way go Mumbai. So what a great one. Leave another one a great one. So you are going with the Guyana cover with so where welcome with yes, Yama. God, I cannot go keep you. Go do go ya quadruplera. My America do go ya quadruplera. Wait, quadruplera. So are you quadruplera. Quadruplera. Never ya quadruplera. My way come way back na sana kasaya kapotu quadruplera. Kadiaga moruso quadruplera. Quadruplera. So, Cambrevo como una bounce on cuando tú vas. Tengo boyicanga, baila un poco a un papá. Se ya no te atiga, grana ka con su ya no te atiga. Grana na boca we. Pande boda die ya yiko. Como cuando watangua kiwa kanu aluya kiwa kanu aluya quadruplera bawo duwa na quadruplera kapodo wone mai swaga yenza tu yipata do wone mai swaga yenza tu ekura ka we kamera reno gonu sa sala kadone sasu ya woka no kona sasu quadruplera. Ayana no dua. Abayimu. Quadruplera. I want to be go quadruplera. Ala dona quadruplera. Emma we kaba wenu wala. Quadruplera. Ala dona quadruplera. So why kaba we go ayi wa. Quadruplera. Kaba we kaba we go ayi wa. Quadruplera. Quadruplera. Kaba we go ayi wa. Kapa way ya grela zera kanyazo e paka paka suru wame woka grela woka tuwa suru wame woka grela woka na ya bome wako tu wokona kwalo piege kaba wengwe piege kwalo basa bezo sade me puisa greno kanu kwasa grene kwaso kaba yimo kaba wengwe ayo.
Let me welcome out you got to the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. Here we discuss the truth. We are not here to behave like someone who know it all. Today, I will be playing you Honorable Jeremiah Pankun. His first interview at his house. so that the Liberian people can be able to listen to this gentleman, so that the Liberian people can be able to listen to the son of the soul. What Mr. Jeremiah Bankun said, what was his upbringing, if he supported war and economic crime code. Those will be the issues that we'll be looking at tonight. But before that, I will play you a few clips.
If you are just joining us, I'd like to welcome you to our exclusive online TV. And we are currently in District 10, where you have Honorable Yeke Kolubar and Honorable Darius Dillon. They are officially taking patrol in the district, following a series of activities clashing between opposition political parties and ruling establishment. So today, I think Honorable Dillon's visit here is to tell the people that nothing is happening in District 10, and District 10 is very calm. So if you are just joining us, I would like to welcome you to exclusive online TV. And I'm Samuel Yoso guy. We are currently working on the main street of the Honorable Darius Dillon. And all the supporters of Honorable Darius Dillon and Yeke Kolubar. The Liberia National Police have just arrived on the scene. The Liberia National Police, they are here in their full gear because following a series of activities over the past days, like this morning, last night, where people were aroused, people were hijacked.
He did a lot of killing in Sino County. He's a very dangerous killer. He entered there and carried out the operation. When he entered the house, he had nothing on his feet, and he had no top, no shirt, no dress, no nothing. And he entered with short pants. The intention was to sodomize, that was the plan, to sodomize the justice. When he got in, the reaction of the child who tried to prevent him, the children who tried to prevent him from entering her private premises, he killed one and wounded the other. And when he got in as far as the justice, she had a pepper spray. And that was her last defense. She sprayed him a lot. And so his plans was aborted. He didn't succeed in doing what he wanted to do. The children got injured, and I think she was touched a little bit. But Jefferson Koji is the one who ordered that hit.
Position, the CPP position has been, let's stop all of this talking. Enough of the talking. The CPP did, through the standard bearer, did presented a proposition, which was Ambassador Bwaka, lift Mr. Cummings' hands up, give him a vice president, and then you support us, we go. We want at this time for the United Party to come back and either tell us we agree with you or no. Mr. Cummings, I think you and Mr. Ambassador Bwaka should run. If that is our position, that means we have two positions, right? We'll go on the table. I believe that when we go on the table and sit in the room, we'll come out with a decision that Liberian people will like. But the talking and the different talking.
Rule and the deputy speaker, Prince Moya, all this thing went before them. And we met as a group, and Moya at the time said, look, let us not be seen as fighting the government. That was the advance from the deputy speaker. They feel that maybe what we're saying to them, the team will want to fight them because we didn't support them. Let's allow them have it. If the rule come, good. If it don't come, we'll repeal it. I mean, nothing lost from the country. It was on that basis we agreed to let it go. Today, zero. Besides, man, when you discuss it with serious business people, the first thing you do is to look at their shoes. All the guys' shoes were lean. Where some
are you serious?
I'm very serious. This is some psychological stuff that, look, when you meet serious people, where they come in short trousers, wash the shoes and the wash. Those are places you test
to see serious business people. Somebody got one in a serious discussion, we can read your body language because the body speak. Yourself, the way you present yourself, I mean, not being racist. I saw those, I know Chinese or, you see the guys, I think it was Chinese or Koreans or some guys. All of them look alike, so I don't know the exact group. But when I saw the guys, these guys never get that money. It's not possible. And for today, it's true. So there are places we disagree with the government, but because there's no record in the House of Representatives, people will run with what they want to run with. I mean, I'm part of this government. I'm not enemy to the government. If the government succeeds, the first credit goes to President. We are as a leader of the government, and if some go to us. So we were not there fighting. We will support the government in ways we can support it because it's about the people.
Do you personally at this point take responsibility for anything at the Liberian Senate that you regret voting for, you regret championing, but probably you did it on the basis of your political party at the time? At this point, you say, I take responsibility. Like Snow would say, the agreement with how you call the company to the port. Snow said that's a bad deal. I wish I never voted for it.
I was never in bed with the CDC. If I was in bed with them, I wouldn't leave. I'd like to say good morning to the 15 counties, the people of Liberia, people in the diaspora watching me. And I also want to say good morning to the stand-up bearer of the United Party, Ambassador Joseph Mbaka.
Just before Clarence can come in, before we set sail, it is very important to get feedback from the both cameras as to whether you are getting us loud and clear. We look forward to that feedback. If you're getting us loud and clear, please alert us. If there's problem with the audibility with the audio, it's important you tell us too as well.
Yeah,
but I
absolutely.
Think the look of things
it's important. Everything is okay. I mean, we have our additional OB just arrived, so we want to make sure everything is in tight. Senator Kuhn, it's a pleasure. Thank you for welcoming us at your home, like Kelvin would say. And congratulations on the occasion of your selection as a running mate to Joe Bwaka.
Thank you, Clarence. Thank you. I want to say welcome. Thank you for being here. It is our humble home. You are welcome here.
Did you see this coming, by the way?
I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. It was too fast. But again, like I always say, when God gets ready, nobody can stop it. Like I said on the other network, the first person who spoke to me about this thing ever in my life was Representative Snow, now Senator Snow. In 2017, right after our election, he called me and spoke to me about it. It sounds funny at the time. I knew something that they would come, but this is like Christmas came in July. Christmas you normally come in December, but this is a Christmas came in July. And so, but again, that's what God does.
You care to explain? I heard you say the first person who brought this to your attention.
Yeah, so 2017.
What did he say to you?
2017, right after our election, when we won and we all came to town, and we were discussing the speaker election, the leadership of the House of Representatives. Representative Snow called me one morning, and I need to see you, Jerry, and said, come to the house, please. We have to talk. And it's a serious talk. We can't talk on the phone. So I went to the house. And he said to me, man, I'm thinking on 2029, and I think we can make a better team. For both of us. Both of us, President and Vice President, we can win this country. On the first ballot. That's what I said. President, Vice President. President, Vice President, and we talk about it and I laugh. He said, no, this is serious. I mean, that was the first time for somebody to approach me. Again, the second person was Mr. Cummins. Then Ambassador Bwaka. And so I'm grateful to all of them. I want to say a special thank you to Ambassador Boakai for seeing me as that person. I'm grateful to him, and I want to assure the Liberian people, assure Ambassador Boakai that we will support his vision and we will work in the interest of our country.
Okay. I know we're coming to that. We want to hear your mission and your vision and the policy on a Boakai Kun government. But probably maybe you don't want to go into the extensiveness of who you are and all those kinds of things. But it's good for us to get a little bit of who Jeremiah Kun is. Now you are in public space. You are no longer probably maybe you used to be a businessman. You're not in that space. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How could anybody listening to the radio or following online know you better? What can you say about yourself?
So again, my name is Jeremiah Kun. My father's name is Adam Sonde Kun. My mother Esther Maka Kun. My father is late. He died in 2021. This one last year March. This one March was 1 year in April, so he died 2022. I'm somebody who moves with a lot of friends. I'm somebody who don't stay alone. And that's why when I travel to the States, most times it's very boring. Because in America, you have to book appointment, set time. In Liberia, we just walk to people's place and everybody moving around. I'm a friendly person. I don't change my friend easily. All my friends I knew from way back are still my friends today. I'm somebody who keep relationships. I don't remember having anyone with my enemy on ice. I don't know, unless somebody got issue with me but if I got issue with any of my friends, I express it to you. I mean, I'm done with it and I move forward. I'm not somebody who will keep things at heart and want to start thinking otherwise about your friends. So I'm an open guy.
Now, these kinds of conversations are important, and trust me, I know Kelvin and I will not leave any stone untouched. We have to ask you all of the hard questions so that we know exactly who you are. Now, since Joe Boakai selected you as a running mate, there's a big debate, across the country, and different persons are debating different issues. One of the debate is, for example, that Jeremiah Kun is a second grade student. Somebody says he's a third grade student. Another person says you stopped in the 6th grade. Somebody says you are a Mayor High School graduate. I mean, you kept telling us a little bit about your education, for example.
So all of those are in my profile. But anyway, let me say something about it. I started school in Yegepa Era C school.
That's the name of the school or the area?
Yes, C school. Those were area school systems.
There's an area in Yegepa called Era C. Okay, so you got C school, you got B school, and the schools are positioned like that in Yegepa. I moved to Ganta, I attended Calais school, moved on to the Bayside Woolstown Real School. All this time, I'm in they used to call it ABC Prima 1 and Prima 2. I moved to Buchanan. I attended the New Hope School in Buchanan. The New Hope School, there was a church school where they get K2 and 1st grade together. They just put a blackboard, they do one lesson for everybody. That's the first school I attended. That school is the road leading from the Otis Sportway to running by the government hospital, be there funeral home. That street, there's a church down the hill before you climb. And I spent 1 year in that school. I got promoted to the 1st grade. Then I moved on to demonstration school in Buchanan. And later moved to WPR Bronski and Elementary School. I was in WPR Bronski and Elementary School in the 3rd grade, 1990, when the war came. And so right after the war, started struggling. I didn't go to school again up to 1994. When I attended the Bala Refugee School in Guinea. And so I was in our school and got promoted to the 6th grade. Now the 6th, I came to Ganta and attended the Christian High School in Ganta for 1 year and moved to Yene High School in the 7th grade. I was in 7th grade Yene High School up to graduation 2001. I graduated from high school. And then I have to continue doing business up to 2006. Then I entered Cottington University, second semester 2006. I graduated from Cottington 2009, 2010 graduating class as the president of that graduating class. It was under my administration that we built the clinic on Cottington today. I got a lot of friends, many of them are medical doctors today from school. Some of them lawyers.
You get the name of few?
Kukuyon Welete, who is a lawyer. I think he and Fonati worked together. We were in the same dorm, we slept on the same bed together. Too many of them. Some of them in the banks, different areas. In fact, there's a whole group of Cottington students forming themselves now in support of this ticket. So most of the people who talk about me don't know me. They just insinuate, because I'm not the guy who always on the media and talking. I'm the guy who works from the back. I'm a go-getter. I set my goal and I go after them. In the process of going after them, I'm not distracted. Nothing can distract me.
Have you braced yourself for criticism? Are you someone who has a thick skin to these kinds of things and expected that these things would have come out? Or you care less about responding to those concerns about you?
Oh, I was born in criticism. In fact, because my mother could not afford to even send her to school when she was having children, people said to her she was just a baby machine.
What is that?
Money? A woman who didn't go to school and just having children, and you can't afford to send them to school. People in the community most of the time come and say, that woman is a waste of time. You got food for the children. You just producing here. You can't send them to school. All these children will be useless people in your life. People say that to us. Some of the people who say that today come to me and I help them.
Ooh.
So, getting into politics, especially in Nimba, when you get elected in Nimba, you are a strong person. Because the fight is not a small fight. Huge population, the space is small, too many people fighting for one thing. And so it's not an easy thing. So I live in this thing, it don't worry me. People get worried about something when it is your doing and you are exposed. Then you get angry. People, somebody who exposes you want to go after them. But somebody sitting in their own corner and thinking their own way and want to think the way they want to think. I mean, you keep thinking the way you think. I'm focused, I know where I'm going for. I got one person to answer to, it's God. I got this thing in me that, look, fear God, respect your fellow human being, let the world go where the world wants to go.
Now, since we are still on your president, then we transition on the policy issue and the Bwakai Kunfike. Now, do you sometimes sit and hear people say some things about you that you think you don't know about yourself? Or, I mean, people say things about you that shock you. For example, you were a very young man. Sometimes when you hear people say, Jeremiah Kun, for example, is a ritualist. He's a hard man. He sells human being parts and all these kinds of things. How do you respond to those kinds of things?
So normally I wouldn't respond. Because lazy people will always think that certain things are impossible. And like I've said, 95% of the people in this country that are believed to be wealthy people started with government and got all they got from government. Some of us started from the private sector, and we are here today. If I were in the private sector, I'll be bigger than today.
You think so?
I think so. I know so because Thomas Floyd and myself were in the private sector. The likes of Ferris Depper. We all started doing business together. And I was, if you are checking business people in Nima, the first 5% I were among them. If I was not number 2, I would be number 3. Most of my friends are gone very far. Today, Floyd, Jungle Water is a big company. My company has gone. I mean, we're managing, doing smaller things behind the scene. And they are doing very well. I'm in the public space today. Government pay me a total of like 10,000, 8,000 in cash and maybe 2,000 in gas. When I was doing business, I make 30,000, 40,000 US every month after all my expense, all my overhead and expense. because I was into petroleum transport, I into petroleum sales, I into real estate, you know. But I left and came to politics because the private sector in our country, you got to be extra strong. You got to be a strategic oriented thinker to survive. If you are not, you wouldn't make it. And so because there are a lot of things favorable in our country to foreign people than Liberian businesses. And I think we need to help to make that sector a better one. Because when I retire, I tell people, look, I can never accept a ministerial job. Not that those who accept it are wrong, but the only job I can do, I can be community chairperson, I can be township if I'm elected, I can be representative, I can be senator, I can be vice president, I can be president. Other than that, I'm in the private sector. That thing, president travel, everybody running to the airport, you're not there, your friend is gossiping, you the president coming by, everybody gotta be, and you know, the president, everybody running to the airport and coming back and watch. No, that's not me.
We've patterned this conversation to talk, starting up with your lifestyle, telling us about your humble beginning, your educational background, and of course the key is the policies. What do you intend? What do you envisage? What do you look forward to if elected as the ruling establishment? Those are very key. We also intend to see as to whether you share similar vision like the SB in Ambassador Joseph Boakai. But before we take a leap over to that, it was very important. I don't know whether my colleague has finished with all of their...
Let's go. Go ahead.
So it's important to talk about one thing we cannot ignore is that quite recently, just yesterday, you were celebrating and supporting the ruling establishment. In a couple of months, you decided to make that bold decision to move over to the Unity Party and work for Mr. Joseph Boakai and the people who believe in him. Tell us, why did you take that decision, Senator Franco?
So let me start this way. The first thing, I didn't support Ambassador Boakai and Ambassador Weah 2017. Let that be established. My party, headed by Senator Joseph, the then senator, the then senator, endorsed Ambassador Weah. I endorsed Ambassador Boakai. They won. And so obviously because my party endorsed Ambassador Weah, they won, fine. Prior to the runoff, there was this discussion about setting up the leadership of the House of Representatives. That discussion started with me, Prince Moy, Honorable Kafia on one side, Akaras Gray, Thomas Fala, and the late Muna Penham, may her soul rest in peace. We started the discussion about the leadership of the House of Representatives because we won. It was just the presidency now, the presidential race that we were going for the runoff. And so we enlarged our group, the lecturer Honorable Koga, Sir Joseph from the CDC side. And so we were supporting the Unity Party side and Akaras and the rest of the people on the CDC side. We met and agreed that, look, we are going for a runoff. Let's agree that the person who wins the presidency takes the speaker. And the person who lost takes the deputy speaker. So we agree on that principle first. And we later came down, it was a long working section. We later came down and agreed on all of the committees. For example, the person who won the person who win the election will take the chair on Ways and Means. The other person will take the co-chair on Ways and Means. The person who lost the election will take the chair on Rules and Order. And the ruling establishment will take the co-chair. PAC will go to the people, the opposition. So we distributed the positions on both the opposition and the ruling establishment once we get done with the election. One thing we agree on is whosoever we start present will be accepted. Don't query any size. So we agree. We went to the election and the CDC won. Then we came back to the drawing board. CDC, who do you have as the speaker? It was between Buffer Streamer at the time and Thomas Fowler. They settled down on Buffer. On our side, we prefer on Moe as the deputy speaker. So Moe met his group, and the position assigned to us, we listed them. On Bukafia went a chair on public account. On Marimu Fofana was the rules and order. I was the deputy to Ways and Means. So the position I occupied was actually an opposition slot. That decision was communicated to Ambassador Bwaka. He endorsed it. It was also communicated to Ambassador Weah, and he endorsed it. I remember we had a last meeting at Jamaica. All of us, whether opposition lawmaker, the CDC lawmaker, those are all in agreement to work together. We met there, and we had the blessing of the both standard bearer.
Ambassador Mr. Bwaka there at that meeting?
No, Ambassador Bwaka. We went at Ambassador Bwaka's house, the Unity Party group, and the like-minded people like us supporting the Unity Party at the time.
Okay.
I remember Ambassador Bwaka gave each of us $2 US. The old $2 with the round head. It's a souvenir. I got it in my house now. And so he said, Weah was a young person. President Weah was a young person. He won the election. Let's support him. It's about our country. And so you have my blessing. Accept the deputy speaker position and your work to support him. And that's how it came about. In that position, I needed to work with people across the aisle. So I was doing my work. The 2020 election, when it was clear my party decided I was running, and I accepted, the leadership of the CDC, including Ambassador Weah, wanted me to run on the CDC ticket. In fact, there was an agreement that the MDR at the time should join the coalition. Documentation was prepared. The former chairman of FG, the Minister Bangura, they prepared those documents. It was all ready for signature so that I can run on the coalition ticket. And I said I wasn't running on the coalition ticket. No.
As senator in Nimba County?
No. I refused.
And why did you?
Because Nimba is an MDR zone. Politics is local. The CDC is not a strong party in the Nimba terrain. You know it now, secret. In Nimba, in Passa, the Liberty Party, Lofa, in other places. So our politics is such segmented as it is. So I refused. I didn't support the president. I was never going to run on his party ticket. And they said they were going to fee Kennedy against me. I said, fine. But then later, I think they agreed that, look, let's not put Kennedy against him. And I went through the process and won. When I won, I thought that, look, I think for the fact that I was the only candidate that didn't put Kennedy again. In Magibi, Nukwe wanted a similar thing. Senator Nukwe. He wanted to run the PUP and that the CDC should not put a candidate. The CDC refused the future a candidate against him. So all other places with the exception of Nimba. So because of that, I said, okay, maybe let me see how I can offer some advice. If these advice are taken, Ambassador Weah is a young person. Let's work with him and see how we push the country. Unfortunately, most of the advice we offer weren't accepted. We went back and forth, and when we knew that they weren't listening to us, we thought that there was a need to part company. We did. In the process, few people from the opposition started reaching out to me. The first person was Mr. Cummings, and the second person was Ambassador Bwaka. And I accepted him.
You can tell us what you told President Weah as part of your pieces of advice to him now that you were elected? senator of Nimba County. And,
so take for instance,
appreciated the fact that they did not field a candidate against you. And so, Mr. President, I think this was a good endeavor, and I look forward to working with you. But here are the things that I think we can table to work together for the betterment of our country.
Number one, electricity. Electricity.
What about electricity?
The issue of electricity was almost solved. The policy side of it is done under the Madam Salif and Bouaka regime. I remember I was part of the process. That the distribution of electricity should involve the private sector. Because it's been proven that government cannot run the distribution of electricity effectively. And that's why it is the way it is. To get 1 meter, it takes you 6-7 months. The test case of that, to test that energy sector law that gives private sector the right to participate in the energy sector, was the Nimba case. Giving Nimba to Jungle Energy Power, a Liberian and some Ghanaians coming together to form a company. That works very well. The only time you see the electricity off in Nimba, it must be a problem from the Cote d'Ivoire, meaning the source of the electricity, because it's the West African power pool. If it was some tree or some transformer that blew up somewhere, it gets ready in nothing less than 12 hours. If your transformer got damaged overnight, before 24 hours, there will be a new transformer. If you won't pay for meter today, you get connected today in Nimba. And the people in Nimba are under the sound of my voice. The entire government, all of us together, cannot run Maserati. Somebody pay for meter, it takes 6 months. I've made that argument. Look, since the test case in Nimba worked very well, and the law is already on the book, the policies are there, we don't need new law. Can you break Maserati into zone? Give them to private companies. Set meter. Government makes more money out of that. Let me tell you why. I said the last time on Spoon, and somebody didn't understand me, the party said I said LEC wasn't in the budget. When I say LEC is not on the budget, I'm talking about the revenue component of the budget. Agency of government are contribute to revenue of the budget. LEC is not contributing money. Instead, government is pumping money into LEC. If you privatize it, government will make money from LEC instead of just pumping money, especially in distribution. Government will pump money into generation of power. That GST tax on every electricity you purchase. That money, all the LEC sales area, they remit zero to government revenue. They collect both the sales of the current and the government tax. They consume all. They pay $0 back. If you give them to private sector, like you done in Nimba, it is only Nimba side, Nimba bond side of the management, because it's managed by a private person. They pay that GST to LRA.
I mean, is that why you said you discussed with the president?
I discussed it with Minister Twelve, who is somebody on the pool. I discussed it with almost everybody in the circle. I said it on the floor of the House of the Senate. I said it on the floor of the House of Representatives. I invited LEC. I've been behind this thing. If you check most of your recordings, once in a while I'm out, I discuss it. The issue of water. Treat water in a similar manner you will treat the electricity. We cannot live in water. We live in almost in the swamp everywhere. And there's no water in home. They pump the water. We got enough water that can supply the entire city. When one pipe box somewhere, that water will leak for 1 month. If it was a private company, break Maserati down into zone. Clarence Johnson own one zone. All water and sewer need to do is to set up a big meter If Clarence Johnson control Pinsville, the water pumping into Pinsville will be reading on that meter. At the end of the month, water and sewer goes straight to that meter. It are 2 million, 5 million gallons, calculated by 1 cent by 1 cent, and Bill Clarence, there's a pipe that busts somewhere. And Clarence allowed the water to waste for 1 month. That's his business. No private business person will want to do that because it's about making profit. The employee are water and sewer, water and sewer. Somebody will argue what you will do with them. The private company will absorb them. These are the first professional people you lay your hands on. It will be in the agreement that you will absorb these people. If there are 4 or 5 companies, you will absorb all of them. So they already got a job. You will need additional people. Same thing with LEC. These things can be done. You just need the will, that political will to get it done. Attention. That's all we need.
Now, Senator Cole, you've been in the legislature for a long period of time now, 2 times elected as a representative of Nimba, and then you got elected as a senator from 2017, even though you did not support President George Weah, your standard bearer, Prince Johnson, your party supported him. However you won, you became friends. Your critics say you have absolutely nothing new to offer in the context of your friendship with the Weah regime. You've been there, you've been a friend of the president, you've been a friend of the government. It's like, you married this woman, you've been boasting all in the community. She's the funniest woman in the town. You bet your friends that nobody can love to her because she so love you and all these kinds of things. They say, what's your message now to Liberians? I mean, in the legislature, they say you voted for everything in the interest of the government. At some point, the government used you as a lobbyist to talk to other people. And even if the government did a worst thing in the legislature, then all of you did a worst things. What's your message now? I mean, what do you want us to believe in you?
So that's not true. Check the reporters that cover the unfortunate thing is, the House of Representatives, there's no record now voting. That's the unfortunate thing. So it would just be argument back and forth. But there are records that stood up against certain things. Like I said, some of us are not the people in the radio every day. And so most times, we are people who work from behind the scene. And that's why somebody will say, oh, the guy is not media friendly. Not I'm not media friendly. When it's necessary, I come out. When it's not necessary, I'm in the back. As leaders, I think you can't be all out there every day. No. You listen more, you talk less. That's leadership. Because if you listen, some of the things people say, you find solution to them. So it's not true. Not everything the government brought, I agree to. Let me talk about Eton and Iboma. The Eton and Iboma loan, when it came, first the Eton, when I saw that loan, I thought it was too good to be true. I was the co-chair on Western Maine. The loan says 500 and some million, private people, after 7 years, free, interest free for 7 years, and then after that, I think 1% interest or 2%. I mean, the document is not before me. When I saw that, I thought it wasn't true. Only government to government, or maybe IMF or grant can do that. No private business person will give their money for 1% 7 years interest free before you start. It doesn't make sense. It's not true. But we just keep for election. When I got that document, I personally asked to see the president. I went to the president. I did. I went to the president. I said, Mr. President, I came from the business setting. By the time, of course, the president was still angry with me. He was not happy with me because he thought at the time, in 2017, he would get one vote in him, it would be me. So for me to have gone against him, he was not happy with me. And so when I went to him, I said, look, Chief, this is too good to be true. No private, look, if these people are business people who want to make money, they will bring in 500 and some million, GT Bank, Echo Bank, LBDR. They will be happy to get in 2% on an annual basis. Because they will turn out money and make money on the air. Why interest these people got to give 500 and some million to Liberia 7 years free of charge. After 7 years, 1%. Business people who want to do business. It's not possible. The president said to me, Jerry, we've done extensive work on this stuff. People going to phonetic over. I mean, I know we're all in the opposition now. The deputy speaker at the time disagreed.
He disagreed with that arrangement.
It was too good to be true.
In front of the president?
No, not in front of the president. I mean, we had that discussion. The deputy speaker started demanding a lot of things at the time because he was chair on judiciary. I was co-chair on ways and means. And so we were demanding the people wanted sovereign guarantee and all kind of stuff. But then later it appeared because we didn't support the president, we wanted to start fighting the government, this area, the Southeast, there is no rule, and the deputy speaker, Prince Moya, all this thing went before them. And we met as a group, and Moya at the time said, look, let us not be seen as fighting the government. That was the advice from the deputy speaker. They feel that maybe what we're saying to them, they think we want to fight them because we didn't support them. Let allow them have it. If the rule come, good. If it don't come, we'll repeal it. I mean, nothing lost from the country. It was on that basis we agreed to let it go. Today, zero. Besides, oh man, when you discuss it with serious business people, the first thing you do is to look at their shoes. All the guys' shoes were laid. You know, where somebody...
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. This is some psychological stuff that, look, when you meet serious people, where they come in short traffic, wash the shoes and they wash. Those are places you test to see serious business people. Somebody can go in a serious discussion, we can read your body language because the body speak. The way you carry yourself, the way you present yourself, I mean, not being racist. I saw those, I know Chinese or, you see the guys, I think it was Chinese or Koreans or some guys. All of them look alike, so I don't know the exact group. But when I saw the guys, these guys can never get that money. It's not possible. And for today, it's true. So there are places we disagree with the government, but because there's no record in the House of Representatives, people will run with what they want to run with. I mean, I'm part of this government. I'm not enemy to the government. If the government succeeds, the first credit goes to president. We are as a leader of the government, and some go to us. So we were not there fighting. We will support the government in ways we can support it because it's about the people.
Do you personally, at this point, take responsibility for anything at the Liberian Senate that you regret voting for, you regret championing, but probably you did it on the basis of your political party at the time being in bed with the CDC government, and at this point you say, I take responsibility, like Snow say, the agreement with how you call the company to the port. Snow said that's a bad deal. I wish I never voted for it.
I was never in bed with the CDC. If I was in bed with them, I wouldn't leave.
You wouldn't leave?
I wouldn't leave.
Your critics think that you were now on record for speaking against.
My critics will always think.
And you have admitted that.
I got no control over people's opinion. People can think what they want to think. I am what I am, and I know what I'm doing. I sat on the radio in Nimba and said, I think the government was not in the interest of my county. I was speaking as a senator of the county. You remember that recording? And I thought I needed to review my relationship with them because all the discussion we are having, meetings we are having, they are all landing on rocky ground, and I don't think we can continue. And after a certain time, I took my exit. So we were already out before these discussions started. So it's not that we were working with the government and then Ambassador Bwaka reached out to me and I left. No, we have our own issue. Like you got a woman, you divorce the woman going on when new man married, they say, why you marry new man when you had a man before?
What angered you?
Every point we were pushing through. Firstly, on my county behalf.
Appointments of people.
Appointment in government, people. Those were crowd from our people to me as a senator. I represent my county. and I represent the interests of my country. I speak what my people think. We presented that. Other issues like I talk about. And so all of the effort we made, trying to negotiate, reaching out, it fell on rocky ground.
Who specifically did you submit to the government for appointment and they renege or refuse to? Because we can name a few in government, even though dismissed recently, but he was appointed on the ticket. The former Kopokra, and of course he's still in the government, even though you guys are at arm's length in Wilfred Bangura. That name was submitted, and the government thinks that there are several Nimbayans that they have appointed in the government. So are there specific persons that the government reneged or refused to appoint? You can't tell us, because this thing has been long trending that the government has not.
So we passed that nonsense. We passed that nonsense. Like you had a woman divorce on several issues. That's just one of the issues. That's just one. The president talked about building the hospital in Saninkole. Today, zero, nothing has happened. And that's why when the boast of rules, I said no. I was in the legislature when the Salif Bouaka regime crafted the road fund stuff. It was under that regime. That's the vision of Madam Salif and Ambassador Bouaka. I remember petroleum price has dropped to the extent that petroleum was around, it was very low. I think about $2 and something. It was when former Minister Amara Kone, I think around 2016 or 17, incited 30 cents in the petroleum price because they tried to take advantage of the price being low to start the road fund act. That's why you saw all the court issue, because the law says after preparing the law, the agency of government responsible, public work, finance, and other agency of government should come together to set out the amount that will be approved to be on the price of gas. But because that process didn't take place, Mr. Amara Kone at the time and the finance ministry at the time incited 30 cents prior to the discussion. And that's why all of the people, business people, the likes of Musa and other people, Musa Bede, said there was no law at the time for the collection of this fee. That had been the argument. But though it went to court, they have agreed to pay and whatsoever. So this road fund stuff is this Salif Bouaka regime.
What about the ongoing construction works and the already completed roads in parts of Nimba County?
So my thing is, Nimba County for this thing.
Nimba County.
The road from Ganta to Saninkole that should extend to Yekepa. That road is the Salif regime. We agree on continuity. But this is the Salif Bouaka vision. The road from Saninkole to Logwatu. This road is the Bouaka Salif regime. It was former superintendent Ganta Saninkole. The road was on. The road from Saninkole to Logwatu, former superintendent Zwagli or Doakopo broke ground for that road under the Ellen and Bouaka regime. So it's like your father made a farm, the farm is ready, then he dies. But if the rubber is ready for tapping, but your father plan was, look, as you get proceeds from this rubber, we need to build 3 rooms here. We want a house here for guests, 2 days for your other brothers, and they left you in charge. And you start to do it, you think you are doing it. This is your father didn't plant the rubber tree. So these are the people's vision.
Now, Senator, somebody will argue, Senator Kuhn, that yes, this was a vision, but you know, it was left with the government of George Weah to determine as to whether those kinds of projects are diverted or you go ahead.
It could not be diverted because the road from Saninkole to Logwatu, it's a World Bank or African Development Bank project. The intent is to connect all of the African countries. So you see the road coming from Freetown to the border. The road should come from Liberia to the Freetown border, so we should connect. The first example of this project is the road between Guinea Corner Creek and Sierra Leone. The intent is to build the border should be together. If you went between Sierra Leone and Guinea, they build the road and they put one building. In that same building, the Sierra Leoneans are on the Sierra Leonean side and the Guineans are on the other side. The intent is to make us Africans start working together, trusting one another, to cut down this rebel war and all kind of coup d'etat and things around here. That's the plan. That plan is still going on. Is to connect all the African states or West African states. Those projects, so you cannot divert that road from Loguatu to anywhere. You cannot do that. The only road they could divert was the road that was passed by the Ellen Bwaka regime that talked about some community rule. That money, when President Weah took over, it was diverted to the Ralphie Highway. They diverted out, shut down those smaller roads, which makes sense. Some of the community roads, let's leave it for now. Do the Ralphie Highway, say the main highway, and so that project was diverted.
You agree on that decision?
Oh yes, sir.
With that said, what's the status of the road works? The last time I was in Nimba County was in February. I saw some movements, and ongoing construction along the Senikwele. They said the Ganta Senikwele route or the Senikwele Tapeta route. But I'm getting information that the project has stalled. You can't tell us, as a senator of Nimba County, whether there are ongoing road works or
okay,
the project.
so the road from Ganta going to Seklepi, that credit is to this government.
Ganta to Seklepi.
Ganta to Seklepi. That road is being sponsored by the road fund. The road fund. Though the road fund is the Ellen Bwaka initiative, they made it fine. President, we are only tapping the rubber, selling and working with the proceeds from the rubber. If it was a rubber farm, I try to make it as simple for my mom and listening in the market. So the guy who make the farm, your father left the farm, you tapping and selling the rubber and investing now. So you get that credit to President.
Only Ganta to Seklepi.
Ganta to Seklepi road. That road is paid the first money. Did not be able to pay the balance money to the company. My understanding, the company has packed all of their machines and waiting for payment. Yet things are difficult. When the government finds some money, they will pay. The road will continue to Seklepi. The road from Seklepi to Tapetan, I think it's an African Development Bank or Agriculture Bank sponsor project.
Initiated by this government?
Initiated by this government.
Okay, so you give them credit for
I
that.
give them credit for that. No. But the Loguatu road, no.
Ganta to Seklepi?
Ganta Senikwele, Yekepa, no.
Okay.
Those roads, money, Banga to Lofa. You saw during the runoff election, you saw Madam Salif and...
I think it was before the election.
It was before the runoff. Campaign time.
Yeah. Okay.
It was campaign time
Probably
before the runoff. Yeah, it was
in
before
Banga,
the
when
President Salif gave the shovel.
In fact, that day was the day the country concluded that President Salif was supporting Ambassador Weah. That was the perception all around. When that picture came up, everybody said, boom. I mean, we in the Bwaka discussion, technical team at the time, I remember we met at Golden Key. Snow was in our room. Nukwe was in our room. All of us were in the room. That photo, we all concluded that, look, she's out.
Send a message.
She's supporting.
Now,
that was a perception issue. I don't know the facts. But those kind of moves, people start to think and people conclude on their own.
Senator Kun, are you an advocate for social justice? Do you believe in justice and the rule of law? What's going to be the vision of the Joe Boakai, Jeremiah Kun presidency in terms of giving Liberians what they deserve in the context of making sure our laws can work? Beyond that, what is it about the War Crimes Code? Do you believe in that?
So let me say this to you. I'm somebody who believes in justice. I'm a victim of the war. You see my hands? You see the tie mark?
Your hands here?
Many did the time.
Somebody tie you?
Many did the time.
Oh, really?
Many did. Many did. You see rope mark? There was a day through the struggle, we used to go across the border. We were in a refugee camp, coming to Liberia to buy kinju to sell. This day they collected us overnight, and I explained that story on Spoon. There's a guy called Dow, may his soul rest in peace. He was the commander for the Cobra group at the time. They arrested me, my friend. They tied up the hand, was paralyzed for almost 2 months plus. I was in jail with the late Casual Jacob and all these guys. At Ganta Mission, the boys dumb. We were in our basement in jail. There were times when the guys come with a truck to collect able-bodied men to take them to the front line to fight. I was an able-bodied person. You see me, healthy guy. They would put me on the truck someday. We had to run away, they jail us. So we went through a lot. All of that, I didn't join the end of the rebel faction. Neither have I fired a gun before. No, never in my life. And so I went through, the short time I left the country was to visit my mother in 1993, and I came back in 95. That was the short time. Other than that, all my life, the war met me in Buchanan. May 19, I was in Buchanan. I was living in Otis Spot in the John Zion yard at the time when the war met me there. And so all my life, I was here. So I got affected by the war as a kid. There were too many trauma. But God being God, we are here today. Now, Ambassador Barker has been clear. I was just on Spoon. And we've been clear. War crime code, economic crime code, yes.
You support
it's in
it?
the interest, I support it. The only thing I don't like, which seems to be political, is when people target a specific individual. Most time it happens when you want the individual on your side, and that person refuses to come to you, then you find mud to throw on them. If it is justice, the deeper people are interested in justice. Look, I remember when I was in Buchanan, they used to bring children from Nima in trailers. Over 200-300 children. Put them down at the police station, and people go there and pay $5 Liberian or $1 at a time for each of those children. Most of the children don't know their parents today. They are all somewhere. If somebody told them the story, you're from Nima, they wouldn't know even which part of Nima they come from. People want justice for what happened. Nima children were dumped in wells and buried alive. We want justice for that. All we don't want is to politicize the war crime code. I said this to you. When Madam Salif was in leadership in 2011, Senator Johnson supported her. At that time, you could see the ruling establishment now toting casket on their head that there was a need for war crime code. Prince Johnson and all other people need to be prosecuted. You got records of that. Going to the U.S. Embassy, 2017, when Prince Johnson endorsed Ambassador, we are talking to Nima and two of them in the picture. The pictures are everywhere. Then they said, no, the war crime code thing is not necessary now. Because the guy we wanted to prosecute is on our side. Now, all that time, no problem. He flipped. The other people who knew when I called wanted him. Up to 2 months ago, they gave him almost $50,000. I'm told. Because he didn't go there, everybody. So if the war crime code is about targeting individuals, then I think it's a political weapon people want to use. It's a bad thing. If it is genuine that we want to bring everyone who participated in the war to face the court, and that justice be served to those of us who suffer the war, I'm in full support. People who accumulate wealth, unexplained wealth, that cannot be traced to your work, you have to defend them. If it's possible, we confiscate those wealth and return it to the Liberian people. I'm in support of that. I'm not in support of the political aspect that people want to target people because you think the person is not on your side. I think it's a bad thing. Let that politicize the issue of war crime code, the issue of economic crime code. It's a serious thing. Let's be serious as Liberians to address it. The Ambassador Bwaka has been clear, and he's very clear in the records are there.
Just a follow-up to my colleague's question, Clarence Jackson. He talked about your decision politically for your stance on war and economic crimes court. You have said this is self-explanatory that you support the establishment of war and economic crimes court, except that it should be existential. It should be for everybody, and not to just pick a few persons and then leave other persons because they support. In this case, the U.S. government is non-participatory and non-supportive to a certain group of people and leaving out. The U.S. government is clear on the issue about pay to play. The simplest way I can put it is that you do not do business and support any of these persons sanctioned. That statement was issued quite recently. What is your position on that particular statement from the U.S. government?
So there's my understanding. Pay for play. It means you give money to somebody for certain thing, maybe political support. So I'm not one of those who does that.
The political leader does that.
So it is alleged that
you just mentioned that 50,000 was given to him, even though you refused to call the political institution or individual name.
Yeah, some of them testified that
you were not trained on gossip.
Some of them asked them for help. The school needed help, and they paid. I think it was all spoon people said. Now, the point I'm making is, Senator Johnson is Senator Johnson. My name is Jeremiah Kuhn. Even my son, who went to school this morning, if he did something wrong on the campus, if he's underage, he will call me. If he's above 18, he will face the wrath of the law. Look, let me say something to you. I'm somebody who believes in justice. I'll give you an example in Nima, Gompa City. The former city mayor, Ben Dopa, they were opening the roads in Ganta City. Where I built my mother's house, it was believed to be in the road, on the road. Now, when the machine got there, I was represented by them. Everybody say, oh, I represented my house. You can't bust it. My man too say, nobody will bust a house. Or son a be man. They called me that the machine could not move further because everybody behind her said, if they will not move, they will not move too. And for sure, you can't touch my man's house and bust the other people's house. When they called me, I told them to bring my man's house down and let the road continue.
You told them to bust the house?
To bust the house. My man had issue with me. I sent my brothers there, I sent truck there. They put my mom things in the truck. I sent my car. They pick her up and they brought her. Since she came, she here with me. And we bust the house. And that road went through. Ask the former city mayor, Ben Doba. Ask anybody in Gompa City. They know about that. So, if my son, in fact, I believe that if there was a law that nobody crossed here, and Clarence's son and my son crossed, and the penalty was 1 month jail, let my son go to jail for 5 months because my son should know better than Clarence's son. Because I'm the leader. And so that to the extent that I believe in fair play and justice. I don't back even my children. In fact, most time I believe when something happens, most time my children say, I say they are in the wrong. Because I'm here. And so because I'm here, you should be the first person to respect where I sit. If you cannot respect where I sit, you expect the other person to respect where I sit. So I'm very straight with that.
What's the vision of the Bwaka Kun's ticket for the fight against harmful substances in our country? Senator Kun, we are losing a whole generation to drugs. There's a new one that is called Cools, and all the young people are taking in narcotic substances, and it seems as though we as a people are failing on it, you know. Is there any vision of the Joe Bwaka Jeremiah Cummings ticket when you become leaders of the country? Jeremiah Kun, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Senator Kun. Go ahead.
Jeremiah Cummings.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, Ambassador Bwaka has been clear. he will crack down on drugs that nobody has done in this country before. We all know the issue of drugs. Even you, the journalists, know where the drugs are.
No, we don't know.
You people know, it's an open secret.
Do you know where the drugs are?
So, for example, I'm told, most time you're driving and you see the electric wire. Sometimes you see a new pair of cylinder hanging on the wire. I think you said that before on your show.
Yeah, I was asking what is that, and the guys will say that drugs.
Thank you.
It means they're selling drugs around there.
Thank you. You find security people go to the ghetto to take in drugs. Most of the things, there are people around in leadership that are part of it. I want to believe. Community people know where these people are. It requires the political will to get this thing done. President Bwaga has been clear that he will crack down on drugs that nobody has done. And I believe it, and I think we'll get it done as soon as we are able.
How will you do it?
Simple. You need to train your security well, get them going center. You can tell somebody to arrest drugs over there, and you're paying the man $120 a month. And the guy got issues, and the drugs guy say they give him $4,000-$5,000. It's a difficult thing. You need to train them well, get them good incentive. The issue of prison compound is a serious issue that we face as a country. Because you arrest all these people where you keep them sometimes no way, so the people got to go there and put them out. They go back to the very community and they continue what they are doing. Okay. So it has become a normal thing. You see most times you see DA go to the ghetto, arrest the people, put their law in the car, all of them check car together, and after a few days they are back in the community because we don't have the facility. You need a facility that you keep them, rehabilitate them, train them so that when they come out, they can be useful in society.
Okay. Kelvin will come in and then we try to see what we can open the line, get calls from here.
Yeah, it's basically just a recap. You've listening to Prime and OKFM and a host of other media institutions. We hope that their communication persons can give us the names of those institutions so we can give attribution and appreciate their persons to relay this program on Prime and OKFM from the home of the Vice Standard Bearer of the Unity Party in Senator Jeremiah Kpakun. The time check is about 9:29, so in about a minute or two we should be picking up calls. And so the numbers to call, are we going to, I think Clarice will announce the number. I hope that the folks out there can be able to, but let's remember those persons also outside of Liberia monitoring us live from the home of Senator Jeremiah Kpakun on OKFM, on Prime FM, on Truth FM, on Cool FM. We want to remember you on Joy FM. County radio stations are also carried. Clarence Jackson is trying to work out. Are we picking the calls from here?
It's okay, yeah, we're picking them.
So Clarence is going to announce a number from his end, and I'm also going to announce one number from my end, and we're going to pick up the calls from right here. Again, we want to set the record straight. We expect decency and orderliness in your call. We are not going to sit here and allow you to use invectives. We are not going to sit here and allow you to insult the discussant, our special guest here. You can ask your question, you can pour forth your concerns on the following number. Clarence is going to announce one number, and I'm also going to announce one number.
Yeah, so you can call studio. Augustine is there. You'll get you through, and we'll hear you from here. 0777 700-995 is the number. 0777 700-995 is the number. You're calling in the studio, not my telephone. And then 0555-995-995. You call those numbers, we'll get you from right here.
Okay, and also from my end is just one number, and that's 777-404010. That's 777-404010. We are not going to take you for more than 30 seconds because we want to open the lines for about at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, we can do
and
that.
And then we use the latter 15 minutes for the response from the vice political leader. You can help him with a pen and paper so that he has already, at least so that he can be able to write down those concerns.
Augustine, if you're there, you can pick up the first call and let us know.
So you can pick up the first call. Let me use this.
Okay, he's trying to pick up calls there. We'll hear from right in the car.
Okay.
So Premium FM in Banga, Bong County is also relaying. I just got a text from Bong that they're relaying. So if you're in any of the counties, you can. Okay.
I think we can pick it up from right here. That would be okay. It'll be good. So let's say to Augustine Bill Colley, it's rather we pick it up from here because there's a delay in the transmission. Yeah, because of the delay, let's pick it up from right here.
Pick it up from right here.
We'll pick it up from right here. So Augustine, our apologies. We'll pick up the calls from right here because of the delay and time is of an essence. So let's pick up the calls from right here. You can announce your number. Do you have
okay, so you can call 0777-464050. 0777-464050, and Kelvin will call one number.
777-404010 are the numbers. We pick up all calls from right here and not any of our studios. And so let's hear from our very first caller on the line.
I got one here.
Yeah, let's pick it up from Clarence.
Let's hear from you. Caller, just call your name and where you call from.
Good morning, Clarence. My name is A.B. Samukai. I call you from Pusho Island this morning.
Let's hear you quickly, A.B.
Thank you. Let me say good morning to Ibel. So much wisdom that we are proud of. And I must say, Clarence, this man's story is all of our story. It's a story. True struggle.
Yeah, AB, just go to the point. We don't have the
yes, 30
time,
seconds, please. 30 seconds.
Thank you. We are happy. We are on board. We support you. We are with you. And
thank you, AB. Let's take Kelvin's now.
Okay, so let's pick up. Yeah, let's pick up calls from right here. Good morning. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning. My name is Elkin. And I joined this conversation from Logantown.
Okay, Logantown. And also, just before you come in, the persons, those of you watching us live, please verify as to whether you are getting the callers loud and clear too. Go ahead, Elvin.
Yeah, I'm following the OBFM.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Elvin, go ahead.
My question is to Jeremiah Kuhn. If anybody wins the election with whatever, Jeremiah Kuhn be willing to take his grandfather, Prince John people, to offer one grand court.
Thank you.
Okay,
thank you so much. We'll take another call. We have one here already. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Clarence. Good morning, Honorable.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Ticket, Liberia can be reached. Honorable, you need to be honest. That's how I say it's not. How do you guys, you and me, Ambassador Barker, intend to reduce gospel official lifeless?
You, nobody is above the law. 2, what the difference y'all will make from the CDC government? I'm telling you practical thing, I'm not telling you theoretical thing. I'm telling you how. We are not sitting here in Ambassador Barker got arrested. Arrest the agriculture, the road, the help, everything in there. We're not just telling you transparency and this. We're telling you how, we don't have the time. We will tell you, I've seen the manifesto. We will tell you how we will do this.
Our next interview will be on that, on the house.
Oh, we'll be more than grateful.
And tying into that question, there's a specific concern by another caller that you did tell the Nimba people back then when you were supporting the ruling establishment, the good things about the ruling establishment, about President George Weah. What do you tell them now? Because you've made new disciples of
So I've always said,
George
if you
Weah.
watch all my statements, I say, President Weah listening to us, we will support President Weah. Check your recordings.
Didn't you support President Weah? Didn't you say anything positive?
Oh,
about
I
it?
decided at a certain point to support President Weah. And that's how to support. These are my ideas. If my ideas are not accepted, then I will back off. And that's what happened. I mean, President Weah is a good man. Everybody will want to work with him. But if you don't want to accept the other people's ideas, then we can't make it in the same room, got to part company.
So what can you now tell the people who believe in you, the things that you said, that did support Mr. Weah because you allowed them to support Mr. Weah. What can you tell them now? The reasons that they should not support Mr. Weah.
So, President, we are promised the Sanangoli Hospital 0 today. Too many things were promised in Nimba, 0. Too many things were promised across the country, 0. President, here we had a perfect opportunity to change this country. The energy he comes with. All you need, sit down, listen, pay attention to this job. This job, it requires listening ear, time. The president of Liberia should work up to 12, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning every day because we still living in the 1800s when other countries are in the 20th century. Everything here is still the old ways where people were living. Check most of the development we got. The executive mansion we got. St. Tottenham built our executive mansion. We stay here. In the southeast, the only pavement in the southeast is from Harper to River G. Elian Boaka, President Salif, and Ambassador Boaka. The electricity in the southeast, whether coming through Maryland or coming through Grand Guinea. Ambassador Boaka, Madam President. In terms of employment in the southeast, GVL, MOPP, Madam Salif, Ambassador Boaka. Show me, President, we are in the southeast. One. Please show me. Honor in Boaka government. When Ambassador Boaka said the road will be possible in 90 days, women they are used boats all in Europe. If you invest $500,000, $5 million in used boats, you can bring big boats that can move goods and services. The reason why the road through Ganta or through Bassa gets damaged to the southeast and our people are locked up and suffering is because those trucks, those 40, 50, 60-ton trucks are on the road. When they get stuck, they dig the road. Stop them from moving. Use the waterway and do the transportation. You get 6, 7, 8, 10 boats parking to Freeport. Cement, rice, petroleum, and everything will go by water. We drive them through the Greenville port and we bring them within the county. Through the Harper port and we bring the southeast will be possible. We can use smaller cars to use the road. Get rock crusher. You can get a cook crusher for $1 million, less than that. Install 2 or 3 in the region of the southeast. There are rocks everywhere. Break those rocks, get fuel trucks, dump them. There are certain spots that spoil every year. We know them. If you get on the Ganta to Grand Guinea, Maryland Road, they will tell you when you reach Loy, the road spoil every year. You reach around Gray. So those spots are there. If you're on the Bassa Road, there are spots. Look, Senator Bunny flew. They put going to the southeast and they're flying clean to go from here to the southeast. It's $200-300 US. President, we are from the southeast. President, we are campaigning on that road and saying, Madam Salif and Ambassador Boaka, they were not serious about that road. But the road still remains the same. Bunny came with a car, the car will stop across this side, Senator Bunny. They will tote your load through the mud and you take a second car on this side. The people are suffering. I mean, the country is suffering. In Nimba, we're suffering, but we look more better. In the southeast, I feel sorry for them. I don't know even how they go to hospital. Maybe they're all country medicine they are using there heavily. So this country requires real work, and the president must be ready to work 24/7. Just as a senator on Nimba, I sit in my living room of my office, meet people from morning to night. No time to play. They not play joy. You won't play football.
You think the
you won't
president
play
is spending
game.
shorter time?
You won't play too many short time. I don't see the president going to work. Every day the president can't away. The president go to work. Everybody the country.
You want to comment on some of these things so that you're not sway away because we don't have the luxury of time.
The man talk that the man said I said 30K small. I challenge him anywhere in the world to say 30K small. Any recording you show that Jeremiah say 30K small, then you're right. So Sam guessing you my man, but only one I think you fall flat. That's not true. Somebody talk about how do you intend to get the foreigner out of business. We don't intend to get foreigner out of business. The Liberian business they set aside should be taken care of by Liberian people. I'll give you an example. The retail of frozen food, Liberian. Used clothes, Liberian. Ice cream, Liberian. Now, when I was on a comedian comment, as a member of commerce, I remember the committee invited almost all the stores down Waterside, all the used clothes stores. Most of the stores you go there, you see our brothers, the Lebanese brothers, all in our store. But these are Liberian businesses. They were all invited to come with their business registration because we wanted to see how effective the liberalization policy is. When they brought the business registration, they are all owned by Liberians. In fact, it was Liberian people that came forward. They're all fronting. You see somebody who you can know that this guy, they just gave him something like 150 every month with one burger, right? The guy is happy. The company is in your name. Somebody is making millions of dollars in your name. It's difficult because the guy will come to you and say, look, I own a company. So you go to call the manager of my company. If I own my company, I want suffer, I say the member enjoy that your business. So we need to put into play policy. What do we do? Any Liberian business, the owner of that business should be signatory to the account. A signatory. That means you decide you must own, and you want to join with somebody from a different place, you must own nothing less than 51%, and you must be signatory A to the account, and you must be a higher decision maker. When you do that, the issue of fronting will stop. Because if some foreign person came to me and put in your money, it means you must trust me to work with me. In the process of working together, we'll divide the proceeds. I will grow as you grow. We're not against foreign people, but to live in our country and our people are suffering. And that's why you hear most Liberian people say, when one or two persons succeed among them, they say it's not possible. This must be wish. The guy is either gay or the guy is corrupt. It's because all we know in this country is suffering. In your family, to succeed is difficult. But we can make it. I was telling somebody, look, meters in South Africa, $15 the last time I checked. Just do the spec. Give Clarence Johnson, Clarence got no money, gave the contract to bring in meters for LEC. Gave the spec. Just by signing that contract, the government signed that contract with Clarence. That document, take it to Echo Bank, GT Bank. Sit with them, have a contract to bring in 1 million meters. It cost me $15. To ship them will cost me additional $5 for one. The government asked me to sell it for $30. I will be making $10 profit. The bank can take $3 on every meter. I will pay $2 in my taxes and whatsoever. And Clarence can make $5. All the $5, Clarence can take it at overhead and whatsoever. The bank will pump the money. The bank will pay the money directly to the company. They will load the meters. The meter get in country. The bank will help to rent the warehouse. They will lock the warehouse. The bank got a key. Clarence got a key. There's a desk. The cashier, the bank teller is here, and Clarence is here. You issue the receipt. The customer receive it, go to the bank and pay, and they deliver. If Clarence sold 1 million meter and making $3, Clarence makes $3 million. He's a millionaire immediately. It's as simple as ABC. No rates. The bank is okay. Give Kevin transformer to bring in the country. And give him the spec. Get that contract. LEC 1 meter, or the private companies want transformer overnight. It's available in stock because the bank will bring them and stock them. Rice. The last time I intend to raise this issue, we'll go back to the Senate. The commerce minister said the reason why the cost of rice has to move up to $17.50, it was because the freight cost has increased. Truth at the time. I used to bring container from the States, China. From China, for example, we used to bring container at 5,000. It moved up to 16,000 at that time. Perfect. The cost of container has gone down to 8,000 from China. Why the rest is $17.50? It says that somebody making $2 or $3 extra. The price of rice should be monitored like petroleum. As the price, as the cost of shipment all go up, the freight go up, you go up. When it comes down, nobody's talking. We just accept the $17, rest going to almost $20, and nobody's saying anything. They have to come to us to tell us whether the shipping cost is stay up, if it are reduced, what is the Ministry of Commerce doing? We need to follow up on this. They see with the petroleum. When the petroleum price drop, it comes down. When it moves on, these are political commodities. Petroleum, rice, and we should pay attention. We can't put rice $17 and
the loss of time is not in our favor. We've got to go.
But
now, finally, you want to say something?
Finally, we are from the outside, the Liberian media. There are people on the fence. Of course, there are people supporting you. No matter their support, they do not have proximity to some of what you may be privileged to. You support Mr. Joseph Boakai. You've provided the reasons for your support to Mr. Joseph Boakai. But there's something concerning, and I thought that with your proximity now to him, was that part of your inquest? Was that part of your inquiry, Mr. Boakai's health? I'm quite sure you've heard this news about him, having heart problems, poor health. Did you ask him, was that part of your concern to support Mr. Boakai? If yes, what did he say to you?
So everything you say is hearsay, and they say, oh, he got some form of sickness. What about sickness? In fact, I told you my grandmother is 105. You know how many young people have died just this week? A 105-year-old woman in there. Maybe you will see her before you go. Maybe you can videotape her. She's in there. Just this week, if you check the record at the hospital, maybe over 100 young people have died. So you cannot be talking about other people's death. You will be surprised what I will spend 12 years. When Joe Biden was running, the people said, the man, oh, Joe Biden is running again. So, the issue is about what Boakai brings to the table. I think Boakai is the President William R. October, who sat behind President Tottenham for time. He saw the gains they made, and he saw the losses they had. And so October started to build on the losses while he continued the gain. I believe that's why Ambassador Boakai brings to the table. Ambassador Boakai is the only person in this race, with the exception of President Weah, that knows what the presidency is because they experience it. He will be president from day one. That's the reason I'm supporting him. The reason why President Toba is on the big bill. All other bills, there are some either group of people or some statue or something on it. But to put him ahead, the face to our notes, him I believe is in ranking as to contribution. Joseph Jikin Rao started, it was the beginning. So we got in there. You got President Doe. Yes, because of some misunderstanding and confusion among ourselves, it went the way it went. He tried to see some of the markets President Doe built. Those markets were built in the 80s. See them, look at them today, and see some of the new markets we are building. Compare them. President Toba started moving well, but again, Toba was the first person to start sending young children out of the country to school and all kind of things. I believe Ambassador Boakai can show that.
Now,
that's the one singular advantage. Besides that, I believe you're an honest man. I'm willing to be nurtured by him.
A vice president is supposed to be willing to be president of the country at any point in time. Are you prepared?
I've been in the private sector all my life. All my life. And you brought a wheelbarrow man before me here. Before he started to talk, I know exactly what he's thinking here because I was a wheelbarrow boy. The guys who burning coal, I used to burn coal in Tinko. There's a company around Bijotan, Tinko. And those who listen to me in Baza is relaying. The company left a lot of log there.
Let me say to our audience, thank you all for coming. Jeremiah Kwan had just made my day. I have been relaxing and I have been thinking that people, our traitors, are saying that Jeremiah Kwan does not support the War and Economic Crime Code. Now, when the man said it on spoon, they said we're not enough. They said Mr. Kun was not enough. Now they have an interview with this young man. Mr. Kun is telling us that he 100% support the War and Economic Crime Code. Not only that he believe in justice. Not only that he was a victim of the Liberian civil crisis. So as such, he needed War and Economic Crime Code. And I love that about him. He said, if it is come to harm certain individual, then he is not part of it. Mr. Kwanko, we're campaign. We will campaign and will not stop until we can see you been elected as the vice presidential candidate of President Joseph Boakai. The man has just said it all. The man, this is interview, you know how many people that this man won over? There was some people sitting on the fence. There were certain individuals sitting on the fence. But Mr. Kwan, he have just made this guy to jump in the fence and be able to join him. So let's keep your call coming now on 267 466 9119. Once more 215 266 6509. Or you can better call us on 267 466 9119. Or you can better call us on 215 266 6509. Or you can call us on WhatsApp on 215 266 6509. Yeah, Mr. Jeremiah Kwan, that guy's a wise man. I told you guys. But since we don't have much time, tomorrow I will be coming, I will be exploring about Nyamli Khan Lawrence. It's like Nyamli have listened to us. It's like Nyamli have listened to us. Yeah. I strongly believe that Nyamli have listened to us. I strongly believe Nyamli listened to this show. So Nyamli have made a decisive decisions. But we're not talking on that decision right now. We'll wait for the ANC people for them to be able to announce their running mate before we can come out with our pronouncement. Yeah. So keep your call coming out on 215 266 6509. Or you can keep your call coming out on 267 267 466 911. That is the number to call. Alright. So there's no caller. We'll just call it at 9. We'll just call it at 9 because I am extremely tired. Yeah. Now take our first caller. Maybe he will be the last. Hello? Hello, caller? All right. So yeah, so you can keep your call coming out on. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, AB. This is Sam Ramin calling you from Monrovia, Liberia.
Why? You just have a good 2 minutes.
Yeah, my brother, thank you this morning for the show. I listened to the senator and I listened to his expose. AB, I can safely say to you that this is the kind of individual that we need in this country. These two people, the collaboration, I can clearly say that it means well for the Liberian people. These, like all of the issues that he talked about, these are the issues that need tackling in this country. And all of the people that don't know what Ambassador Boaka, along with Madam Salif, did, all of their projects and things, all of their achievements, all of the gains that they made, I wish they are listening this morning to learn from what Senator Kuhn just talked about, or what you just played, the recording from Senator Kuhn's interview.
Mm-hmm.
AB Liberia will move forward under this ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Ambassador Joseph Newman Boaka and Senator Jeremiah Kuhn will take this country to the next level. These people are visionary leaders. Their track record can speak to that. I just want to tell you this morning that we need to propagate these messages to the Liberian people, to the looks and crannies of the Liberian society, that the people get to understand that this ticket is the best ticket as of now. Thank you, AB. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you are doing.
Thank you. Oh yeah, keep your call coming out. Somebody is saying that my number is not been printed. Well, the number is printed. The number is printed. Has we can be able to say to you all that I strongly believe in Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn. I have been knowing him. I have been knowing Mr. Kuhn for years. For years. I will not say some things that I've been knowing him. I will wait for the campaign time. But this man believe in building young people. Mr. Jeremiah Kuhn believe in building young people. So yes. So keep your call coming out on 267 466 9119. Or you can keep your call coming on 215 266 6009. It's no call. We just call it at 9.
C'est ok. Magneto, on fire.
Carter, what is your name and where are you calling out from?
Hey, AB, my name is Henry Shapulu. I'm calling from California. How are you today?
I'm doing quite good. I came on late, our audience are already gone to sleep, so I just,
okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Thank you for everything you're doing for our country. We appreciate it. I was fortunate to listen to Honorable Jeremiah Kuhn.
Mm-hmm.
I will wear please. The guy is composed. Mm-hmm. He's wisdom man. I think that will be a very formidable thing for the country to move forward. The only thing I hope to ask him one of these days, because I'm a farmer, we invest in the rubber sector.
Yeah, about the farm, right?
Yeah, the rubber farming, yeah, because Firestone is the only buyer now in Liberia for the past 6 months. They come up with their own price.
No, it is not only Firestone. They have one in Bon County. They have
the lead group.
The Sati, yeah.
Yeah, they buy it very cheap. In a lead group, they have another one called lead group. When you sell the rubber, it's only get 2 to 3 months in order to pay your money back, to give you the money. So it's still kind of bad. So I'm going to ask the senator what would be his, what is the plan for that? And also, one of the things I was asking about was about 99% of the banks in Liberia are owned by foreigners. So I don't know if any plan.
We'll try in the next days, as soon as my co-host come, we'll try to be able to have Senator Jeremiah Kpankun live and direct on this platform, because he is my big brother, and he and myself talk almost all the time. So me and Jeremiah Kpankun, we can talk almost every day. All right. Okay. So I will try, but I'm waiting for my co-host for him to come back from Liberia. Then we can be able to invite Honorable Jeremiah Kpankun for our audience, audience to be able to ask him some questions, because it's not only radio station that is in Liberia that will have the pleasure to be able to host him, so that we ourselves too we can have the right for us to be able to host Honorable Jeremiah Kpankun. But everything depends on my co-host. As soon as my co-host can, that is the next schedule that we'll be working on.
Yeah, but let me tell you the fun part. In the whole interview with Class Reload, you know what is the more impressive part about the guy? When they asked him to speak, I didn't know the guy speaks 4 different dialects and stuff like that.
No, he speaks 5.
5, okay.
He speaks 5 different dialects. Madingo and all they make and speak Madingo and all. Madingo.
Yeah, that's a complete unifier right there. You know, that's a complete unifier. But I'm very pleased about sometimes that you always, the last time when I spoke with you, it's good to know someone individually, you know, because sometimes there's perception about people, people take it wrong way, you know, we don't know who the person is. But when they guy started talking for the past couple of days now, I mean, he getting to really pull crowd to him.
He getting to pull crowd to him. And in fact, one of my sisters just said that this man had just won my heart. This man, I will campaign for this man. You know, there is time that we need to ask. We need to ask some of those hard questions. We need to ask. You know.
Yeah. So I'm impressed, and I look at him. Pretty much, some of us we got the same similar lifestyle coming up. No father,
and you will not believe it. When the man said to that on Class Reloaded, when they asking questions about the disability children, when he said that his daughter is the one that having epilepsy. That his daughter called him today to tell him that she has become citizen.
A U.S. citizen. You know.
Thank you, my brother.
There's hope for our country, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. And I like the way you.
Cora, coming to you.
Our country, and you guys keep doing what you're doing. Country flower. But thank you so much. You have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Cora, what is her name and where are you calling her from?
Yeah, Evie, how are you today?
I'm doing quite okay. And you?
I'm doing all right, Evie. This is Rebecca calling from North Dakota.
Rebecca Guay.
Evie, I think last week, remember when I told you, say, you know, when we were talking about Jeremiah Kpankun, and I told you I will listen to some kind of interview they made there when that Accra Great did that stupid thing to
Yeah, I remember you calling. Yeah, I remember you calling.
I'm telling you something serious, my brother. Yeah, that put our hands together. You're the one to the front of the warrior, which is the media. Yeah, that push the people, my brother. We got good ticket. This is the red knee. You get a party. Rescue 1 and Rescue 2. We are ready. We are ready to put our hand around JMB and Jeremiah Kpankun to rescue our country. Look, I was listening to the interview just now. I thought it was live first until when I look beyond when I look beyond him and I see it in the day. I said, oh, well, the interview maybe he all did it. But my brother, look, I lay on the bed, I'm sweating and I'm amazed. I'm happy.
Liberia will still have some good people. It's just that Mr. Jeremiah Kpankun Who was thinking about this man? Who?
Nobody. But we got leader. Look at the man speaking. Look, he talking about Barca and every the player he talking about Otis Park. My father's house is right there. I live there. I drove all there. Okay. The school he talking about is still there. Everything he's saying, I'm a living witness. I can attest to it. It is still there in Grand Bassa County today as we speak. This man, he's a real leader.
And this is the man that speaks 5 different dialects.
I'm telling you.
This man speak Crown, this man speak Bassa, this man speak the Gio Emano, and this man speak Madingo.
And the player when he talking about beat Jotan, about winning the call. After you buy when the place man, nothing he's saying is I can come stand in your face and say, Ebi, everything he's saying after he buy flower man is beat Jotan. And they still winning call there today.
Oh, okay. All right.
We got leader, and we need to get together and push the people, my brother. That all I got to say, yeah, I am happy and I'm ready.
Thank you.
Yeah. On fire,
yeah, as we are planning to bring Jeremiah Pankon, I'm just waiting for my co-host to be here in the United States. Let me take another caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, AB. This is your sister calling from Australia. Hey, how are you?
My sister, go ahead.
Thank you for the show. Yeah, honestly, I've been watching Jeremiah Kun couple of days now, and honestly, I am impressed. Even though,
hold on.
Are you getting me?
Okay. Yes, you go ahead, my sister. You go ahead.
Okay. Even though I was supporting Senator John Bikanga Lawrence to be the VP pick for Omebwake, but honestly speaking, I've known Jeremiah Kun for a while, in fact for a long time, like since 1997.
Okay.
I knew Jeremiah Kun from Ganta when he was attending the Yene High School.
The Yene High School?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I knew Jeremiah Kun. He like a girlfriend of mine that we graduated together, her name is Leah Koltuma. She's very close to him as well. But I don't, that character that people are talking about Jeremiah Kun, like one day I didn't see Jeremiah Kun and anybody arguing or fighting, maybe when we left. But he's a decent person. My only issue when he was big was Prince Johnson issue, but then we all understand that, I mean, at the end of the day, that's Jeremiah Kun, that's not Prince Johnson. And the issue people are talking about his daughter and all of that, people are going personal. People need to stop this because we live in an advanced world. Disability, it can attack you at any time, any age. I got my sister that I'm next to that passed away. She passed away from epilepsy. She was not born with it. She was in her teens when she got it. My dad had a rower farm, so should we sit and say as family to say because my dad wanted people to count, like more customers, is that why he did that, or should we blame it on our mother? No. It's disability. It comes at any time, and the job we do, these are people we work with. So at the end of the day, you cannot. So because people are not, educated in those kind of things of knowing that disability can attack you at any time, be it physical, be it mental, be it any shape and form of disability, people try to put it on this man who struggle. Just to not take all of your time, I know Jeremiah Kun and few of those Ganta boys that today have become successful in business or businesses. They started a long way. Jeremiah Kun was selling gasoline. They were changing money. They used to go to Guinea bus stop and bring it and sell. At the same time, going to school, these young men. So I know a lot of them. I don't want to name them all yet, but I know them. So that's why when people are talking about Jeremiah Kun negatively, I say, well, if you got anything else to say about Jeremiah Kun, you can say, but he's a decent guy.
Thank you.
He's a decent guy. So I'm impressed, and I'm on this winning team and winning train to the end.
Okay. Thank you. Cora, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, good morning. I'm Brahma Abraham Fuller. I'm Johnny from Kigali, Rwanda.
Barman, go ahead.
Okay, I want to say thank you for giving me the time on your platform. The leader, Jeremiah Kun, is a very, very good man. You know, if you don't know a person, you will think the other was about them. At first, we felt that Jeremiah Kun was going to serve as threat to Waga's ticket, but today we are seeing a very excellent job being done by him on the media. All of his interviews are all rated excellent. All. There is no interview that Kun has visited that he has not said something that he has not addressed a problem that the Liberian people are facing now. This is the kind of leader we need. This is the kind of person we need right now in Liberia. The man understands Liberia problem. He understands how to solve those problems. And going with a great man at GMB, I just had that feeling that GMB wasn't making a mistake. You know, at first, some of us, we wanted to just stay away from the whole GMB thing after he decided not to choose Senator Lawrence. But then we said no. Then we try and go around. And now seeing or hearing all these things from Senator Kun, I am amazed.
Thank you.
I'm very, very much indeed amazed.
Thank you.
And we need to do everything possible to try and campaign.
Thank you.
For this ticket, because this is the kind of ticket that Liberia needs now. And to Senator Lawrence, on what we are hearing about our decision with the ANC, if it is true, we want to say thank you, Senator Lawrence, for listening to your people. The people's decision is the right decision to follow. And I know you to be a great leader. You are young, you have more age in your field. There are a lot of political gains that wait ahead. Being a vice president now, or not being accepted to run as a vice president now, doesn't cause any harm to your political career. You have a great career, Senator Lawrence, and we are praying for you that one day you will get there. But we, your supporters, we don't want you to get there in the wrong way. That is the reason we call on talk shows, we blasted at you, because we knew that you were taking the wrong path. And thank you for listening to us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. It was Brahma Fuller, this brilliant young man who is in Rwanda studying. This is a young man who graduated from the school in Bikana, and he rather make me proud. This is a son. So those of you who are asking, let me tell you that Burma is my son, yeah? So some of you guys can be asking, but why AB's son? Yeah, that one day. Burma Fuller is my son. So as I was saying, we will try to bring Honorable Jeremiah Kun here. I don't want to extend him an invitation, then he appear on the show, then he be my one. I will have my co-host. This day it will be either on a Wednesday or on a Thursday or on a Friday, where he will have this interview in the evening, not in the night, not in the unusual time that we can normally come on now, not at that time. We'll have the interview in a day wherein people from Liberia will be able to listen to as well. For all of you guys that are listening, I am just begging you for you to just go on our YouTube page, to just go subscribe. When you go on our YouTube page, for you to go subscribe, the next time we come on, then you'll be able to receive the notification. It does not take anything from you. Please. If all of you guys that are watching, if all of you guys have gone to our YouTube page to go to subscribe, You know what would that mean? We are begging you, our people. Y'all go on our YouTube page. Y'all go to subscribe. The same time we are coming on, at the same time we can be on YouTube as well. What must we do? This is how we'll let you come to the very end of the Manefson Abraka Talk Show. Yeah.
Anything you doing there, do it on your own. Anything you talking there, talk it on your beat. What you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The trouble where you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The pregnancy you looking for, you will get it. You looking for, you can sit down, you will get it. The fighting where you looking for, you will get it.
The flocking at Josh Manning we are looking for, he will surely get it. So that's how we'll let you come to the end of the Manefson Abraka Talk Show. Be our guest tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
You looking for, you can't stop it. You will get it. And the bullshit.